In this episode of All of Fabric 5, my audio is still messed up. I thought I had it fixed. I didn't. So I'm going to end up narrating part of this because otherwise it's echoey and just garbage. And I didn't want to scrap the whole thing because I spent a lot of time making it. So we're going to start from here. Enjoy. I decided to take these 3 sugarcane down by this water so I could grow them, and while I built my sugarcane farm, when I happened across this door, going inside and investigating showed me that this is one of those underground villager houses, whatever, the underground villager things, and this made me very happy because it means I didn't have to worry so much about the ones above ground. Upon some further investigation, I could hear a source of lava, which again made me happy because I was trying to get to the nether, or needed to get to the nether rather, because I needed quartz, because quartz is what you need for observers, and I needed observers for my sugarcane farm because I didn't want to harvest it manually. I would rather automate it and not have to think about it while I was doing other things like working on my house, which I still have not finished. I figured out what the lava was, started mining it out with my pickaxe, and oh my god, about halfway through the block before I realized that it was not actually harvestable with this pickaxe. I actually needed diamonds. So off to the mines I went, but first I wanted to see where this came out of the ground. Much to my surprise, it came out right next to my village. It was sitting right next to where I was planting my nice vegetable garden, and I just hadn't noticed it because sometimes I'm not very observant. So I went back to the village, stored all my goodies, and then went down the cave that's just not too far away. So I went back to the village, slept, and got distracted by a cow. A cow, you say? Why? I had a viewer tell me that if I shift right-clicked an animal, I can pick it up and move it. And much to my surprise, it worked. This makes some of these things a lot easier. Much to my chagrin, you can't do this to villagers. I tried. The camp particular that I selected was actually near the meteorite that had fallen not too far away, and I wanted to check it out. I figured a 2-for-1 deal. I found I couldn't actually mine the meteorite because I lacked diamond tools, yet again another reason to go mining, but this is also where I attempted my first ever MLG water bucket, and I thought I was going to fail and die, but I didn't. I am very pleased with myself. I have decided that I am now pro, because I managed to accomplish this not once, but twice in a span of, 30 seconds or so. Down this cryptic hole in the ground, I found a mine shaft, which had not one, but 2 different spider spawners within spawning distance of each other. I'll probably come back here for XP at some point. I was down here mining this cave, and the thunder was rolling outside. Lightning strikes were common, when suddenly I ran into this. Of all the footage that got corrupted or the audio went messed up that I couldn't use, I'm very happy that this didn't. What is that? It did. Oh. No, 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 no. That's a dragon. That's a dragon. Well, I found a dragon. I'm going to wager that if there's a dragon, it's guarding something. And that means it's probably something I want, but I'm really not geared for that, and my inventory is very full anyway. So back down to the depths I went. I came down here for diamonds. I got distracted and found a dragon, but I still needed to get diamonds. So I backtracked a bit to where I had some water going down, torched the place up, and started digging. Something fascinating about the world generation with this. If you uncover and dig out all the deep slate around bluestone pockets like this one, you will find a huge concentration of high value resources. Gold, redstone, diamonds, some uranium. This nuts how much there is. I think the train generation is just shoving all the valuable resources to outside these bluestone blobs, and they're just gathering in huge pockets. I walked out of here with stacks and stacks of diamonds. I think it was like 9 diamond blocks worth. It was crazy. Now that I'm more comfortable with the sufficient level of armor that I have on, I have one more problem I need to address: enchantments. I didn't want to fight with villagers yet, so I decided to do the easy thing, and that was to set up a spot where I could AFK fish. So I dug this hole just outside of the village, I'd done it 7 by 7 by 5 instead of 5 by 5 by 4. Figured a little bit bigger, a little bit better, just in case. And I set the fishing. Problem is, I didn't catch anything, and I didn't know why. So I did the next logical thing. I went out into the middle of the ocean, well, the inlet there next to the jungle, stood on a dirt block and started fishing. And after about 10 to 15 minutes, I had gathered a fair amount of things. But then something else happened. I got attacked by a piranha, which means I just can't stand here and AFK fish with something over me because I'm gonna get killed by the stuff in the water. So I decided to make a nice little fishing shack. It didn't take very long to do, and it's not very complicated, but that's okay, it doesn't need to be. I ended up double slabbing it because on a single slab, it was waterlogged and I could still get attacked. I AFK fished for about an hour and a half and came back to a handful of crates. It took me a little bit to figure out how to open them, but each one has kind of unique stuff to it. Diamond crates give you diamonds, which is nice. All of them had one form of enchantment one way or another. This would end up being a very good way to get resources. The time I invested in this little fishing shack to make sure it was safe and I didn't die has been totally worth it. All things considered, I've probably spent about 7.5 hours AFK fishing here. Heck, I'm editing this video and I'm AFK fishing right now because the amount of loot, enchant, different things I can get out of these crates is absolutely nuts. I got an arcane crate that gave me a celestial rod that gave +2 to luck. I don't know what it does, but it's pretty neat. But I can't add any other enchants to it. At least if you can, I don't know how yet. I made a very, very nice fishing rod based off of what I fished up. And with the XP I got from fishing, it was easy to combine them all. With my newfound diamonds and now my enchants and a crazy pickaxe that's got every tool built into it, I headed back to the village to dig me up some obsidian. Upon leaving the area, I ran into these bookshelves built into the walls. Having never seen a villager ever read anything, I decided I needed them more than they did, so I took them all. I was kind of shocked when I broke these bookshelves and enchanted books fell out. These ended up being spell books. I still don't know how to use them, but I will figure it out, because the idea of having spells is kind of cool. I got back to the village, recreated the bookshelves. I played around with the arcane bookshelves and I decided to take all the books I had fished up and put it in the bookshelf, because I know I didn't have enough bookshelves for a full 15 set for level 30 enchantments, but I didn't know if having the additional books in there would actually force meet that criteria, because I really wanted feather falling. I was pretty happy with most of the enchantments I got, considering it's pretty well luck based. I've definitely gotten better off of a table, but I'm not going to complain about this. Generally speaking, I say that RNG hates me, so this isn't so bad. And all of that was to get to this point to make a sugarcane farm. That was it. All of that was to get to this point. This is the moment where I realized I just jumped into the nether with no gold on. If I end up in a crimson biome, I'm pretty well screwed. Thankfully, it did not end up that way, and most of the stuff I needed was very readily available. I know there is a nether mod in this pack, but I did not see anything out of the ordinary. I was about to leave when my curiosity ultimately got the best of me. Nether pack, sulfur on the ground, there has to be something nearby. It was at this point that I decided to do some exploring anyway, because I happened to run into a crimson tree right next to where I was mining quartz. It opened up into this forest, and I spent a little bit of time here. I didn't really see very many hoglins or piglins, but the thing that gave me the most problems were these hellhounds. There was probably 6 or 8 of them, and they hurt. I did not spend very long here because I did not want to push my luck, but I am looking forward to coming back. Sulfur, hellhounds. It looks like there's some other stuff on the map that's sitting in the lava lakes, but I need to come back a little bit more prepared, and with some fire resist potions. Back in the overworld, I decided to put my sugarcane farm in the side of the hill that I'm sleeping next to. That way it's kind of out of the way and I can figure out what to do with the rest of the land later. And it's always producing when I'm working on things nearby, including villagers underneath and above. This seemed more convenient this way. But I just about broke this pick and I decided I really want a few more bookshelves and hopefully to increase my chance of getting a mending book, because this pick was something like 15 diamonds to make and I would really rather not lose it. So I decided that it was time to go visiting villages. There's another underground village next to where I very first started, and I'm sure there has to be some a little bit further to the east. It can't be nothing but badlands over there. So I gathered my stuff up, hit a waystone, and off I went. The first underground village I went back to was a complete and total bust. there was really nothing here worthwhile. So I decided to come up and head further west because there was a few marks on the map that I did not recognize, and one of them I was just more curious than anything else. When I ran across this glorious ravine, which was huge, I decided that the safest thing to do would be, of course, to bridge across with cobble. I considered bridging across with trapdoors, but that would be silly. Is that another gravestone? I wonder if there's like a full-out graveyard here somewhere. That would be fascinating. And a little morbid, but fascinating. Well, oh, 2 gravestones. Well, you're dead. You don't need this anymore. That's no good. The gold. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, I can take that. You can have some feathers. I'll take those. Will you look at that? Golden carrots. Don't mind if I do. Candles and leather. Leather's always good. Candles I don't care about right now. Those can stay too. That's the tower. We'll go activate it simply because, hey, look. Forest. What's that? Let's go find out. But first, let's go activate the tower. Jungle tower is called bananas. What's this one called? A breath of fresh air. Ow. No! No! Why couldn't have I fallen from the tower after? Where am I? Back at the jungle. Okay. Slightly concerned that that wasn't going to be there. Oh wow. Oh, it puts everything back on you. That's awesome. Okay, now I have a bed over there. Let's try this again. Alright, last jump. I figured out if I kill that one, then I can just kind of walk over. Here we are. If I click that, I should be able to teleport back. Iron, and an empty map. This episode is a bit long, however, before we end it, I'm gonna go see what this is. But I think we're gonna wait till morning. Okay, here we go. Make the long trek down. I probably regret doing that at some point, but that's what I'm doing. I will deal with it. Future me is gonna have to deal with it. Do I bridge this or do I jump this? With the luck I've had with piranhas and lime breeze, I'm gonna bridge it. Alright, we just bridged across and we're on the home stretch. And what have we got here? Great big stone building. Oh, is this another one of those villager hovels? Kitty. Well, I did come out here looking for bookshelves. Let's see what I can find here. Ooh, a shiny boy. Well, after about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I searched around and saw nothing. This is actually really like boring one compared to most of them. There's not a whole lot here. The only interesting thing about this is this one has got like a church in it, which took me forever to find the first place with like a brewing stand. There's like pews and the whole bit. I don't remember what it was anymore. Down here maybe? Anyway, yeah, there's not much here. So I'm gonna have to like get books the hard way, and that stinks, but that's the way it's gotta be. But I'm gonna end this here. I hope you had a good time. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.